What's going on, guys? I am John from Mr. Winnie Productions, and I want to take this time to reveal the truth about why Jason David Frank refused to return for the Power Rangers 30th Anniversary Special, as well as Cosmic Fury. Aaron from Bat in the Sun, who is also very close friends with JDF, made a live stream on his channel answering questions from people about Legend of the White Dragon, among other things. And he revealed a lot of information behind the scenes about what went down between JDF, Saban, Boom Studios, and Hasbro. And I really want to spread awareness about it so that more people know.
Can you tell us why Jason resisted doing the Power Rangers Anniversary Special? Oh, that's a whole thing.
Yeah, that's a big one. You open up that can of worms.
That's a can of worms to open up. I know exactly why. I've seen the emails. I've seen the text messages.
Can you give a kind of a short version?
You guys want the bombshell reason as the 100% why? I know everything. I know how much they offered Jason. I know what the story was. I know everything about it.
I know this may come as a shock to many of you, but I humbly ask that you please listen to what Aaron has to say. He knew Jason better than any of us did. He witnessed him being mistreated multiple times, and I think fans deserve to know what really happened and why.
So,
or is that too personal for his legacy?
No, I mean, he was fighting always for Power Rangers to be better. He was always pushing. He always wanted to give the fans what they wanted. A big reason. So he was trying to negotiate a price for everyone, him and everyone. He wanted everyone to get paid more because they basically would always pay all their actors so little, and he didn't like that. So he wanted, he wanted more money for himself and for everyone else, which I think that Hasbro was more in line with doing that. I don't think he had to push too hard on that. The biggest reason why he didn't do the anniversary special, though, I told you this, though, is because they were trying to essentially take White Dragon.
To those of you who haven't heard about White Dragon yet, it is a passion project that was worked on by JDF and the rest of the Bat in the Sun crew. The movie itself, which hasn't been released yet, takes place in its own separate universe and is not connected to Power Rangers in any way. The main protagonist, who is named Eric Reed, is played by JDF, and the villain, whose name is Dragon Prime, is played by Aaron from Bat in the Sun. Aaron also reveals Hasbro's original plan for the Power Rangers Anniversary episode before JDF passed away, and you are not going to believe it.
The story that they sent to Jason for the anniversary special was basically the same story that we released as the synopsis for White Dragon out there. And Jason felt that was Hasbro's way of trying to kill their competition, the White Dragon. And Jason was not having that. He did not like that at all because the White Dragon was that's like his pet project.
Yeah.
So he was like, we're not gonna have that, because the synopsis of the anniversary episode, which it's not now because the whole episode, for those who don't know this, the whole 30th anniversary episode was about Jason. The whole episode was about him. He was the star of it. And it was about how he used to be the white tiger, and he wasn't the white tiger anymore, and he had lost those powers, and the rest of the Rangers showed up and found Tommy Oliver, who had been hidden away, and helped him find the white tiger power and become the white tiger again to defeat Rita and Lord Zed.
I'm guessing this might have been set in a different universe where Rita and Zed were not yet defeated, and that the returning Mighty Morphin Rangers would likely be variants. But why lift it from Legend of the White Dragon? I mean, did Hasbro really think JDF wouldn't notice?
Which is exactly what our synopsis is, just in our own characters.
And to those wondering, yes, the story for Bat in the Sun's White Dragon came out first.
So they tried to do the whole thing, and Jason was very upset about that. And that's because a lot of our ideas that we had pitched to Saban or Hasbro or Boom comic books had been taken and ripped off and changed and not credited. So Jason was super not having it.
I'll never understand why big corporations do this. You have Jason David Frank, who gave his heart and soul into everything Power Rangers, and Saban, Hasbro, and apparently Boom Studios did not show any respect for the work he did. And they expect us fans not to notice or say anything. And when people speak out, they're either hated or called toxic. Why is that?
Jason has a very tumultuous relationship with a lot of them, sadly. And it's only because he loved the fans so much, you know. Like when we wanted to do the Green Ranger series that we pitched so long ago, we did all this concept art, we did all this sort of stuff, and we went to Saban, and that was about, and that kind of later becomes the White Dragon, but like that was about it was about an older Tommy that it was called Return of the Emerald Dragon. It was about like an older Tommy who fought a mysterious villain who traveled through the morphin grid, who killed a bunch of Rangers and assembled their powers with a red visor and a very flamey looking shield. I'm sure that sounds familiar to a certain character out there. And they said, no, we're not going to do that. And Jason says, I want to make this. He said, I'll do it for free. He goes, this is what the fans want. Fans want this. And then Saban said no. And then what happened was they kept trying to get Jason do like promoting things. And they kept saying, well, we're eventually going to do your Green Ranger series. We're going to eventually do your Green Ranger series. And Jason said, okay, I'll be the loyal soldier and I'll do your appearances. I'll do your signed things. I'll do whatever because we're going to do that Green Ranger series. And Saban kept saying, yep, we're going to do that series. We're working on, we're going to do it. And then Saban sold it and said, yeah, we're never going to do your Green Ranger series. And Jason was beyond upset. He was beyond upset.
Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. He deserved so much better. But why didn't he and Aaron tell us this sooner? Was it because they thought the fans would turn on them for speaking the truth? Or maybe they were already trying to tell people at the time, but were ignored? Because to my knowledge, no one talked about it. This is my first time hearing this. Though granted, I don't use social media like I used to, so if there are other details I'm missing, please let me know in the comments.
So it's just a backlog of a lot of frustration on his part. And it's only because he wanted to do what was great for the fans. Like he loved the fans. That's why he would stay longer at conventions and sign than any other person. So there's kind of a long answer about that, but and there's way more details. I skipped over a lot of stuff, but he really loved you. He really loved the fans.
I also want to share this part Aaron mentioned, and this, my friends, takes the cake.
Someone asked, so Jason is okay. So Tommy is not in the 30th special. No, it's going to be a double in the suit, and they're probably going to use like old voice clips of Jason and try to pass it off. The thing that upset me the most is that when Jason did not want to be involved with the 30th anniversary, and he didn't want his character to be involved. And then when they released the behind the scenes, lo and behold, on the thumbnail was an actor in the Green Ranger suit. And then everyone asked, is Jason in it? And Hasbro did not answer that question because they know that he's not, but they want to promote it like he is. Which, once again, they are clout riding Jason, which is what he hated in the first place, which is very frustrating.
A tribute video or compilation of old clips would have been fine, but JDF didn't want anything to do with the special whatsoever. Why didn't Hasbro respect that? They could have easily told fans that Jason's last request was to not be in the special, and fans would have understood.
I have a lot more to say on that, but I'll save that for another time.
Yes, Aaron, please tell us more whenever you can, because we as a fandom will support you. We all loved JDF, and I think his story should be out there so that more people know. I'll show this one last part and then wrap things up.
He says, Aaron, did JDF and Hasbro have a falling out? I heard from someone that the current Power Ranger showrunner called him a helmet head when he told them no to returning. Jason, by a lot of people and companies, was not appreciated, not valued, and taken advantage of.
It's always been one of those things where they call them helmet heads, and they would tell you straight out, you can be replaced. I don't care. It's all about the helmet.
You know, and wronged, betrayed, all these things. I saw it firsthand. And the thing that Jason cared about and loved the most was the fans. And he gave everything for them. And what a lot of these studios used him for, so they saw his value, but they would just string him along and lie to him or tell him certain things. You know, like they a lot of talk was promised for him in that Lord Dragon thing that we helped develop originally, which that whole idea got skewed around and changed and spit out very different. But Jason, that was on his channel. He pulled it off there because he ended up really hating Lord Draken in the end. He didn't want anything to do with it. He wanted it gone. He wanted it buried.
With all this that happened, especially with Jason struggling with his mental health at the time, yet these big corporations still didn't care and just kept on lying and lying over and over again, and being how he hated Lord Draken and was called a helmet head yet again, that should tell you all you need to know. I know criticizing Saban, Hasbro, and Boom Studios isn't a popular thing, But if somebody is done wrong, especially if it's someone like Jason Frank who did so much for the fans over the years, while dealing with his mental health, something has to be done. This can't keep happening over and over and over again. I know chances are it won't, but at least I can spread the word. Just know that Jason Frank himself did not want Tommy Oliver involved in the special in any way, shape, or form. Whatever Hasbro does with his character in the special, that was not something JDF wanted or approved of. And to those of you who might say that Aaron shouldn't talk about this and how it's disrespectful to JDF's memory, I don't see it that way, because this is all public information, and although the truth may hurt, sometimes we need to hear it.
I protect Jason very much. He's a dear friend, and I don't like him being mistreated, as he has been a lot. That's what people have to understand. Like when Jason passed, a lot of people lost a role model or their idol, but we just lost a really, really close family friend.
Let me know in the comments what you think, and until next time, this is John from Mr. Winnie Productions, signing out.
It was something that I wanted to do, tatted up with a mohawk, with fake gauges, and the tattoo that all has meaning behind who I am and what I do. I just did not, I was able to be me, you know, Eric Reed, and I didn't have to pitch my voice up and be Tommy. I'm tatted. This is what I want to do. It's a dream that you got to follow. Sometimes it's hard when someone says, hey, can you come back and try to save a show? No, I can't.